Hey everyone, welcome back to Cage Free Moto. Today, I'm going to do two things. One, someone made a comment the other day where I was riding on the freeway to check my speedometer. And so I have an app with a speedometer, 47, 45. I don't know, seems like it might be like maybe 2 or 3 miles off. It's a nice day today and heading home. So I'm going up this road. It has some sweeping turns and it goes up pretty high, and it's windy today. What I wanted to share with you is how well this motorcycle does, how well balanced it is, and even when these gusts of wind that come by, the weight is so down low on this motorcycle, it handles it very well. So let's do this. So we're going to be approaching our first sweeping turns here. And then we'll start the climb to the top of this mountain. So it looks like my analog gauge says about 60. At the focus on the road. Very nice on the turns. It just leans in and you just feel like you're gliding through them. So 50, I don't know, maybe it's right on. Well, now it says 49. This looks like it still says 50, but it's pretty close. Here we are doing the climb. It's doing it very well, and I'm a big guy, and it's pulling me up with no problem. So if you're smaller than me, probably feel a lot better than I do. And I'm heading into the wind. I can feel it on my chest and still doing good. One thing I've noticed on my last few moto vlogs is this wind really starting to get in here. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. I turned off my vents and I apologize if any wind's getting in here. I tried to do some research on this road, but this is, at one time when I first moved out of this area about 10.5 years ago, I think before the road was widened up the way it is, it was one of the most dangerous roads in California. And somewhere behind these hills you can see the old one. It's a very tiny two-way highway. So this is Vasco Road, if you want to look it up, in California. Ooh. That was nice. He nodded at me, so looks like I was doing the speed limit. I'll have to look at the video to see where I was at. My style of riding is not to be speeding around these corners. I just want to have a nice, you know, it's a cruiser. I just want to cruise and enjoy the ride. Sure, I want to enjoy the corners and the technical aspect that you have to do, pick your line and just, you know, throttle out of it. But I'm old enough to know that, you know, I don't want to, not that anyone does, nobody wants to be getting into an accident. The best way for me and my skill set is just take it slow, take your time. And going down this hill, it's pretty steep. And in a car, you know, it just starts picking up speed. But this motorcycle's engine braking is awesome. I just take my, you know, loosen up the grip, and it just slows down quite a bit. So I'm staying on the outside, looking through the turn, looking all the way up to the top where it disappears so I can see the turn is still going. Feeling that wind hitting me. And pulling. Woo! I don't know if you guys can hear all that wind. But that's an example right there. You know, during a left-hand turn, not that I was in extreme lean, but with that wind that just hit me, it just, I felt it on my body, but the motorcycle was fine. So slowing down, look at that speedometer slow down. I didn't even use any braking. This is all engine braking. Car behind me is keeping a good distance. Whoa! That wind coming through these hills. I felt a little bit push the bottom end of the motorcycle, but nothing that you know, those little heart attack feelings. It just felt like some wind, nothing to worry about. And once you've been riding, you get to know your motorcycle. Maybe if it was my first time, I may have, you know, tensed up a little bit, but I already know that this motorcycle can handle that. It's not a problem. So I came up this way, going the opposite direction, and it wasn't as windy as it is now. It was just a couple hours ago. What a difference. Go outside, pick the line, start looking to the left. Now we can check if this thing's actually on. That checks our speed. So you can see right in front of me it says 57. Looks like it says 61. But they're pretty close. I would say if anything, mine, the speedometer is maybe 1 mile ahead. Nope, not picking me up. I really think this is a great beginner motorcycle for the big and tall, if you will, or even, you know, short people. Because this seat's only 27 inches off the ground. You can easily flat-foot it. Sure, it's a 900 and actually a 903cc motorcycle, but you know, they don't build them like they do a sports bike. are made for speed. This is made for cruising. There's no way I would have been happy if I would have, you know, about a year ago now, if I would have started on a Rebel 500. I would have really outgrown it. I probably would have felt very squished in it. I sat on an iron 883, and I just felt like I was curled up. Well, that wind is really blowing. I'm going to talk a little louder. Hopefully this helps here. I like it when the car behind me is staying their distance. For a while there was no winds on, I think it was a couple weekends ago. It was a really nice ride, which I've already shared. That's when I went to go test ride the Kawasaki Vaquero. Really nice day, no winds. When I first started riding and I started exploring outside of the neighborhood in my general footprint, when I first took this road, I was kind of apprehensive at first, wondering if I was ready for it. Fortunately, it wasn't this windy, and it's not that bad once you've done some practice, get to know your motorcycle. And one of the things to worry about is people get impatient and they end up, you know, trying to pass people when you got cars coming at you. It's one of the reasons why I stay on the right side of the lane here, opposed to the left part. If somebody's gonna peek around or pops out, I'm just planning that I'm gonna come over to the far right. It buys me some time, whether it be 2 or 3 seconds, to move a little further to the right out of the way. Woo! I bet you the mic is picking up this wind. Well, that's pretty much it for this Vasco Road here in California. Not too bad. I enjoyed it. I feel like it seems like I get through that hill or that mountain much faster than I do in my car. Definitely enjoy it much more, that's for sure. And we've also figured out that I think the speedometer on my motorcycle may be 1 mile per hour faster than what this app is showing here. Well, I want to thank you for going on that short ride with me, letting me share the road and how this motorcycle handles. Takes those turns really good, even with the high winds. Hands down, great bike. You all take care, stay safe, and stay vigilant. Peace.